And here we are. Again, this is Dr. Jeffrey Lant. I am a croaking frog today, people. And if you hear me croaking, it is because I am croaking. I pulled a geriatric all-nighter to work on the last piece of my book. And I am now in a position to tell you that I can now say I am the author of 20 books, give or take a page or two. I am bitter. It's a bittersweet moment. I am so happy, and yet I am miserable. Explain that one. My name is Dr. Jeffrey Lant. I'm CEO and co-founder of Worldprofit, and we are having so much stuff going on here. I'm going to have to race through it all and bring you up to date. This program is called Anything Goes, and it is the longest-serving live program on the internet, and we tell it like it is. We have fun. We talk about money, talk about anything that has to do with improving your life. We are here every day, and we exist in two parts. First of all, there are those of you who are here in what we call the studio audience. That is, you come electronically together in one place, which is the Worldprofit Live Business Center at www.worldprofit.com. And then we have Patrice Porter up there in Big River, Canada, in Saskatchewan. She does her alchemy and puts it on YouTube, and it goes all over the world. And boy, we are everywhere, Gary Smith. And you can't. Bush Kosh went to Gander the other day, and he said he was astonished at the millions of references. We are famous. And so on that connection, I want to introduce my famous colleague, Gary Smith from New Scotia. What have you got to say, Gramps? You are famous.
Well, that was my goal in life when I started out, I guess. Famous or famous?
Well, you achieved it. Well, a little bit of both, I suspect. Yes, Gary is up there.
No, it is great.
He's been on the internet now for many years. We have evolved over the course of the years. We are ultra smooth, and we know that. I'm going to start today. Well, first of all, I happen to have this played out, and I was showing Brian Armstrong, and since it's here, I'll show you too. For those of you who are history buffs, I am the buffiest of the buffs around here. And look what I want to show you today. I brought this out to show Brian. This is part of the Yusupov Princess Maria service. It was done for the mother of Prince Yusupov, which is the man who killed Rasputin, the Russian starets. And this was part of what is called the Princess Maria service, his mother service. And it was buried in the wall of the Kremlin. And there she resided for about 30 years, and the Soviet government tried to torture the caretaker, and he didn't break. Now, how this plate and the whole service was found was that they were doing some repairs on the masonry, and a little piece of silver stuck out as they dug in and they discovered the set. And I was told by a Russian scholar that I was extremely lucky. This is called a charger. It's very, very heavy, and it has the most intricate design, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So when you talk about getting something on a silver platter, this is the silver platter you wish that you had could do that. Did you ever see this before? It's quite
I haven't.
Unique.
Yeah.
Well, my belief is in the Russian tradition that you can say, "Oh, Dr. Lant, where are you going with this?" I have a marvelous chandelier of 10,000 facets, and I'm just positioning this plate underneath it. You can see this the future. Whoa, it's eerie. If you look at the 10,000 facets above your head, and you look deeply into the silver, you have multiple levels. Look at the light on my face. You see it changing?
Yep.
You see it on my face? That's because I'm moving the plate up and down a little bit to take advantage of the light. And of course, when it's like this, when it's flashing on me, that's the best time to get the sequence. Now, I know you're going to say, Lant, you turned in another corner of the bin, but I actually believe it. I have seen things in these plates. And of course, these plates lived in high society much before the revolution. Princess Irina, who was a Yusupov, who was the brother of Prince, the first member of the Yusupov family, of the imperial family, and she also happened to be the last. Anyway, that's another story. I am telling things today, and I want to take this moment to thank George Kosh for what I'm about to say. You're looking at the Bible, the copywriter's Bible. Every person in this room, if you expect to make money in business, you're going to need to do copywriting. Either you're going to have to do it yourself, or you're going to have to hire somebody. Now, to give you a rate of good copywriter rates, I charge $10,000 a day. 10,000 smack a day. That's what good copywriters get. And more. I'm not the most expensive copywriter in the world. I'm merely up there. So here's the deal. This is called Cash Copy. This is a Bible that I wrote years ago. In paper, no paper was carried, no books in paper. This is an artifact, just like this squawk plate. I'm going to read you the title. It's called Cash Copy by me, Dr. Jeffrey Lant. How to offer your products and services so you'll prosper by them now. Now, we come into Worldprofit. We do your copywriting for you. But if you wanted to add certain products, you'd have to do it yourself, hire a copywriter or whatever. And see, this is the Bible. This is read by every marketer in the world. This in paper gross over $1 million. And I want everyone to go to Amazon.com and get a copy for yourself because you're going to need it. You want to ask me any questions about this? I am thrilled that George has put up this. This week, there are 7 more Jeffrey Lant books, so it's 8 of my oeuvre will be up this week. So 7 more are going to be arriving in Canada on Tuesday. You know, George gets on these things amazingly fast. Would you like to ask? Would you like to ask any questions of your colleague, Dr. Lant? So.
George was actually talking about that in the live training on Friday, so the books are coming.
People want to make money in business, but they don't want to work. Let me tell you something that I worked out using a kind of a formula that I did. I discovered, whatever, that over $1 trillion a year is spent on creating copywriting. And by that I mean reports, brochures, ad copy, $1 trillion a year. And most of it goes right in the garbage. And how many of you in this room right now are creating some copy for yourself? Anybody in this room doing any copywriting? Are you doing any copywriting, perhaps?
No. I use the tools that are made available to me. Let you do the copywriting.
So Gary is very smart. He lets us do the copywriting, and he reaps the advantages. Anybody else doing any other stuff on your own for other products? And Patrice says she does some in her garden site. And Patrice, how do you feel about your level of competency to be a copywriter? On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being you're an expert, 1 being you're a knucklehead, what level are you as a copywriter? For your gardening site or any other site? Now, this is going to be an interesting answer. It's improved. I see. Well, that's an interesting answer. Good answer for a non-answer answer. Most people, and I'm talking about 99% of the people on the internet, can't write their name to get a response. And that's why copywriters are so important, because when the copywriters are good, they're very, very good. So those of you who are members of Worldprofit, of course, get all the writer along with your part of your deal. We're going to talk about that deal in just a minute as we go through the people that are here. What would you say about the effectiveness of the copy that you get from Worldprofit? Reasonably good, average, ecstasy? How would you categorize it?
Well, good. Very good, actually.
First of all, it starts up being good because you didn't have to do it. You just had to say, I want this one, and I want this one, and I want this one. I mean, I got to tell you something. As a copywriter, I don't know if I'm glad about that way of doing things or sad about that way of doing things. It's my business time. But then again, I have many other things to do, so I guess finally that's probably a good thing. Any of you tried? Let's another hack here. How many of you have tried in the recent or distant past to write copy for yourself? How many of you have done that? Anybody in this room try to do some copy on your own? Lisa Martinick says, I use yours, Dr. Lant. Sandy's, I have made some lame attempts on myself. Mark Whalen says he's done a little work for yourself, Mark. Is that what that cryptogram means on the screen? And that's what it means, Mark says. And we have Mouse Patrice, and she says, always use what's available here. I know, but my question is, how many of you have tried to do it yourself? It's a bear, isn't it? A copywriter like me makes it look easy because I sit down and go, and I need this, and this, and this. There was a story when I was growing up. It was about a man in the plumbing day. He called for a plumber, and the plumber comes to, he hits the tap once, bloop, and charges $900. He said, "Why $900 for hitting my tap just one time?" "Yep, 1 cent for the tap, $999.95 for knowing where to hit the tap." Bloop. And that's what a copywriter does. It's not that the words are words that you all know, but we know the magic of manipulation. You care to speak to that, Mr. Smythe?
No, that's very true. I mean, it's the same in any business, really. If you know what you're doing, then you can charge $1 for it. But if you don't know what you do, you depend on other people.
Let me tell you a story about copywriting. I did in my heyday, in my golden youth, I did a lot of copywriting. I was very much in demand, and $10,000 a day, living was easy. Except you didn't get to live, you didn't get to sleep, you didn't get to eat. You got to write copy, though, get on a lot of airplanes, and you flow all over the place and saw the tops of lots of cities. That was how life really was. Anyway, when you use your copy for a company, and that company uses the copy, and they did phenomenally. Like hired by, and this is going to make you laugh, Ford Heavy Truck Division hired and retained me. Now, this is a guy who doesn't even have a car accident license. And here's Ford Motor Company, and they paid me a lot of money. And they sold a lot of heavy trucks because of the copy that I put in the marketing campaign. So, of course, I asked them for references. Well, they referred me to other companies that were not competitive, and they had leads, and I charged them more because now I had a demonstrated success in heavy trucks, and I said, if you're going to make $5 million, hey, $50,000 is nothing, and they agreed. So you've got to leverage for results. So we have not a lot of that going on here. Let's look at some of our guys they're doing. John Assam, please respond. Hugo, please respond. And the 132 people in the world looking at us, respond. Did you think about that? Leverage your success to get more success. The more success you bring people, the more success they're going to allow you to have. And I also want to say something. For these large companies, $50,000 is nothing. I mean, it's literally nothing. Be a good thing for you or me. What do you think about that?
Well, that's...
Gary's passed out. He can't believe it. $50,000 for knowing where to hit. Bloop.
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, any of you who are out there who don't want to write your own copy, get into Worldprofit. That's one of the many, 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 many reasons. And we don't hit that often enough. And the reason we didn't hit it often enough was because this book was not readily available. Because it was in paper, and I retained it, so I mean a few copies. I like my book. I don't want to go away from here. But now, George is, in his usual George-like way, has created a means that will get people access to unlimited copies of these books forever. And he's done it in his usual way. It's very crisp and perfect. In due course, my 20th book, which I'm now officially claiming is finished, will be on part of that deal as well. But let's go back. I'm still anxious to find out how many of you, more than the people that have already responded. Anybody else tried to do copywriting with dismal results? You guys agree it's hard to write copy that sells, right?
Most assuredly.
And it's a good thing to have a copywriter on your staff, isn't it? Most people think that copywriting is you sit down and tell about yourself. No. I'll give you a couple of quick tips here. There's this one that I invited. Lead with the benefit, follow with the feature. Don't tell people what you've got, tell them what they're going to get. There are 4 magic words, Mark. You, get, benefit, now. The you is the person you're speaking to. It's get. And I say get because I'm from Illinois. Get. You get benefit now. The get is what you're getting, and the benefit is whatever it is that you deliver. And now is the only time in marketing exists. There's only one time in marketing, and that's now. It's all geared to now. So let's try my game here. Made on Mr. Gujas. Oh, who's been here before? Let's see. Gurias. Z Swaturgas. Boy, that sounds Hungarian. Are you there, Ziga Gurias? Let's see if we get that person to respond. Lead with the benefit. What you're going to get, follow with the feature. If you understand, the feature, by the way, is what a thing is made up of. For example, Gary is a feature. He has 2 ears, he has 2 eyes, he has 3 pieces of hair left in his head. Those are features. When you transform the benefits. Just because 108 don't mean I'm not sexy or a good time. For a better time, call my friend Gary. That's right, Gary Smith. He's a hot one. That's the benefit. Lead with the benefit, follow with the feature. And those 4 words will completely revolutionize your copy if you live by it. Instead of saying, read my book, he says, this book will make you $1 million. Why guarantee it? That's a benefit statement. The sharper the benefit statement, and they don't need to be particularly brainy. Copyright, if copywriting was about brain power, we'd have a lot fewer copywriters. Copywriters just happen to know how to manipulate the words. It's true. I've often been in a room with millionaires in my life, and I go, if people saw this, they think it's a joke. Some of you can barely write a name. But if they can write $1 million check, it's a different situation. Now, we're going to move on here and talk about... You want to add to this before we go on our merry way?
Well, I mean, I often sit and if you're seeing a particular commercial, and you say, "My God, they paid for that," actually. But on the other hand, you noticed it, hey? Whether it's inane or stupid.
They're wacky. They're off-centered. They're you know what I'm saying, Gary? They're not like
Exactly, yeah.
Oldsmobile.
Yep.
They're edgy. They're extremely funny. I think, and they're written by kids who don't spell, but they do know a good joke. I mean, one thing about, if you're willing to take a kid out for lunch, you'll probably get your money worth this by listening. I like to listen to the language. And Lant Sumner was up here this morning with me about 2 o'clock in the morning. And there's a sentence in my autobiography which says, "See, you preverts have been asking." And Lance immediately turned to pervert. I said, "Now, see, the word prevert is actually right. It's a word that has been twisted on its head by teenagers, and it's extremely funny when properly used. That's the benefit of language. And copywriters are excellent judges of language. We know what's passé. I'm talking about the good ones. We know it's passé, and we don't want to ever produce an ad with yesterday's language unless that's the goal. That's a different matter. You want to produce something that's on the spot, and sharp, and funny, and erotic, and just plain rude. That stuff sells. You say, "Oh well, it's not a family setting." The internet is not for family viewing, folks. I got news for you. It's how would you define the internet, Mr. Smythe, for these new kinds of ads that come out?
Well, it's somewhat scary. That's true.
See, you're fogey. I just need a fogey. No, why is it scary? Now that we've got you, would you like your bottle grabbing? Whoa! No. Why don't you say something like, "I am old. I am a fogey." Listen, you are never going to hear me say that, and I'm older than you are by a considerable sum. All right, speak up.
Couple of months. I find it kind of scary in a way. Is with the lack of moderation. You can
fogey, double fogey. Why don't you just say, "Those kids are scaring me to they don't live up to the standards of by you when I walk 10 miles to the snow and milk 5 cents a bottle. My God, man, who's writing your copy for you? I'm going to give you an example of someone who didn't. Listen, anyone who has a hunk of this fogey has to go through the Amazon agent. He's like a perfect fogey. Howard Martell, one of our fine mods, got a dog. And then he just got the bright idea that the dog should be photographed and put on his advertising. And I said, no, that's been done. What you want to do is have your dog start talking about you. My master, then you put that in quotation marks because it's the dog really ruling the roost. My master, Howard, thinks he's my boss, but I got another thing company. And then you start developing this character who actually owns the human. And Howard won't go there because he said it's really not polite what dogs think. And excuse me, 2 animals swimming in the park. I mean, that's where we start. And he won't go there, and of course he's not getting any responses to his dog because they're not funny. Having a human ruled by a dog is funny. After all, Rocky and Sherman and Mr. Peabody. Does anybody out there remember the Rocky Bullock program? Rocky Bullock was de rigueur. If you were going to be an edgy kid at 12 years old, you had to know every nuance, as I do to this very minute. Do you remember Rocky Bullock, Mr. Fogey?
Yes, I do.
and yet you were letting the standards down by saying, well, I'm a little worried about the standards. The standards have gone to hell. There ain't no standards. The internet made sure that where have you seen any high standards except for us? Of course. For us. Where have you seen it? You want very much, including weekends. Why? Because I love my work, Miguel Chiquito. Why do I come up on the weeks and on the weekends? Mr. Smythe, would you care to answer Miguel, who's clearly clueless? The manana boy. What?
It's because your business doesn't sleep on the weekends. That's when a lot of the traffic is on the internet, is on the weekend, where the people that have the 9 to 5s get a chance to come.
You're giving him the reputable response. I don't want reputable. He wants to know, and I'm going to read it out loud so the perhaps will get it. You work very much, including weekends. Why? That's his question. For one thing, because I like it. I'm the CEO, and no one is going to put a gun to my head and say, Dr. Lant, you haven't worked your 4,000 hours this week. I come up here because I like the people. I like, it gives me tons of ideas for articles and books. I like my big monitors that I made them in the basement with Doe from the Pilbury Company. He said, on weekends there is less traffic. Miguel, what is your point? Spain has 40% employment. Are you employed in Spain or are you not? You're going to ask me these dumb questions, I'm going to give you a sharp answer. Miguel, 40% of your nation is unemployed. You have a major scandal in the royal family going on with Princess Christina. What are you trying to tell me? That you work? Do you have a job? Are you gainfully employed in España? Are you employed? Oh, I love things like this. This is the real life. This is real life. Miguel, are you gainfully employed? Do you have a job? Now he gets quiet. See, oh my God, he actually talking to me. I'm talking to you. Yes, I am. And he says, let's see, my earnings will be according to my sales. Wait a minute, I'm not ready to answer that question. I want to know, in Spain, this minute, do you have a job? Are you employed? Yes, sí, or no, no. Trabajas, sí. No trabajas, no. What is it, sí or no? And then I'll answer your questions. You answer mine for a little bit, I'll answer yours for a little bit, a very little bit. Well, do you know whether you're employed or not? Do you have a job? Do you know? See, my God, he's taking the manana I've been telling you to a whole new level. Job, me, you're like the Alfred E. Newman of Madrid. Miguel, hey, Loca La Cabeza, are you there? I'd like to know what's going through. What do you think's going through his head right now? Anything? Is this another Hillbilly Doughboy situation?
I wouldn't even want to guess that. It was a pretty simple question. Do you think, Miguel, do you go out of the house to a place of employment? I'm beginning to sound like, what's my line? Here we got to say, I need to get more, you better believe you need to get more knowledgeable. Babe, you don't even know whether you work for a living. Can we just try this? Here's the question, Miguel. Do you have a job? I love it. He's quizzing me. He doesn't even know whether he's employed or not. Do you know where you live? I'm looking for you now. You got an identification on? To get more knowledge. You better believe it. That's certainly the truth. Gary, what should we do with Miguel? He's just who needs money to live. He's clearly out of it. What are we going to do with him? What do you want to do with him? I'd say send him back to Madrid. I'm not even going to hazard a guess on that.
You're getting so uppity these days. Just get down in the mud with me, Smith. I'm up here with people. I will do the training courses or not. Miguel, I'm not going to answer any questions that you put until you tell me. Do you know whether you're employed? Do you have a job? 60% of your country has jobs. 40% don't. Which portion are you in? Can you answer that question? Do you have a job? Look, we got all sorts of people creeping in here that we got to deal with. Miguel, when you figure out whether you have a job, come back. We'll be glad to talk to you. We won't believe a word you say, but we'll be glad to talk to you. Let's go, Gary Smith. Let's go and look at these people. We have Dan from Denmark. We have Joselito Calleja from the Philippines. We have Lubomir from the Czech Republic. I know all these people. Guys, what are you all doing here for? You have nothing better to do, so you come and pester us? Gary Smith and I are super busy. So here's what we're going to do. Gary, we're going to have you read the, oh, Miguel, you love me. Everyone loves me. You are very nice, really. No, I'm not. I'm a bastard. You ought to see me at home. Do this, Smith. Clean as steps. I got the wicked stepmother. He's Cinderella. That's the real big joke. But some would think he was Cinderella. That's crazy. Okay, I expect to get earnings here. You know, Miguel, Gary, he's just not getting it. I'm going to ask Gary Smith, my esteemed colleague, who's not a funny shape or form, is going to really offer, and then I'm going to come in and prove it. Gary, are you ready? We're going to bring all these people today. We're not going to have them hanging around here without the numbers. Right? Are we ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
Go. Okay, folks. You all say that you finished our silver membership presentation video. Great. Then you already know the awesome offer we got if you order in the next 10 minutes. You'll get that $1,500 bonus offer made in the video. Plus, you can e-blast any website or offer to 90,000 of our subscribers every month. You'll get over 500 landing pages or 1,500 real traffic sources. Also, our monitors, just like myself, we will start closing sales for you today without ever charging you anything. It's all part of the package. Finally, your commission earnings are from 20 to 100%, depending on the product. But there's still more. This is absolutely spectacular. It's a money machine. Now you can have your very own 50,000 by Amazon store on your site. That's with a $400 value. You'll be one of the first, the very first anywhere in the world with this incredible feature. Moreover, we will train you in detail how to squeeze the most money from this store. Now, this comes with our highest recommendation, and quite frankly, you'd be crazy not to grab it. Click on the bright red box and order now. Your Amazon store is included. Bonus also includes 50 associate members placed under you immediately. Still more, if you upgrade to your silver membership now, you'll get over 500 landing pages, over 1,500 real traffic sources, sales closing 24 hours a day, over 100 learning lessons, 50 members placed under you now, e-blast to 90,000 per month, over 100,000 ad credits per month, 3 Facebook marketing courses on how to generate thousands of leads using Facebook marketing tactics. Remember, you can use these resources to generate leads and traffic for any business. So, if you upgrade to your silver membership now, you can be on your way to earning consistent income now. Your package includes traffic, lead, trusted advertising source, a comprehensive online training program, plus sales closing assistance 24 hours a day. Now, no other company offers you this. Worldprofit's ironclad backing is based on our 20 years in business. Upgrade to your silver membership now to receive a bonus offer with all privileges and exclusive freebies. And that is the offer.
You want me to add something, don't you? You want me to give these people some more, don't you? Just admit it. I'm giving away my toys. Okay, here's the deal.
We do.
Yes, you do. You know, so long as you're giving away my toys, you're happy. You're a giver par excellence. Give away who you toys to, you get like an old Scrooge. By the way, for those of you who are interested, I am starting a defense program for Ebenezer Scrooge. I think he got a bad deal. I'm preparing for Christmas early this year. I'm going to rescue the Scrooge. I think he's a sweet old man, and I think all of you people have done is dirty on him, slime. Okay, what we'll do is we're going to go right down. We're going to go right down the right-hand side of this page, and we're going to talk to every single person and find out what they're doing. If you're not going to join us today, please go home. If you're not going to join us today, leave this room now. If you stay here, it's because you're going to join us. If you're not going to join us, go away. We're really very busy, and we don't have time to deal with people who can't make a mind. So, Dan, are you going to join Denmark? Yes or no? And Joselito, you've been here 5 times, and Orlando, 3 times from Brazil, and Peter Kubik from the Czech Republic 5 times, and Renee Eggendorf 19 times. Now, people, I'm really serious. If you're going to join us, tell us. If you're not, get out. Gary, is that a little too soft? Should I be a little more harsh, direct on them?
No, it's pretty straightforward. Yeah.
We are going to help the people who want to be helped and who want to make money. If that's you, Dan. And by the way, if you don't respond, we're going to give you 2 minutes to leave. We're going to take it into our own hands and get rid of it. Have anyone on the site who is dickering around, as my daddy would say? And more too, the same variety. If you're dicking around and you're not going to take any serious action, we don't need you here. Gary and I just don't have the time. We've got 150 people in this room who are looking to us. Which we're more than up to challenge, but there's a limit, right, Gary? Dan from Denver, exactly. Are you going to join us? Yes, no. Joselito, are you going to join us? If you don't respond, we mark you down and we can throw you out. I would rather throw out all of you and try to wheedle. We tell you what we've got, but we don't wheedle, and we never implore, and we never cajole, and we never wring our hands. We have over 2 million members around the world. If you want to join us and get the benefits, do. And if you don't, beat it. See if you can find. My patron saint, Lee Iacocca, would say, if you can find a better car, buy it. If you can find a better company that does what we do, go do it. You won't. That's the key. We've been here for 23 years. George Kosh is among many other skills he has. He goes out every day and he looks to see what's happening out there. And then he comes back and he takes notes and he whips things up. He's a good whip-upper. Wouldn't you say that Kosh is an expert whip-upper? I mean, the guy sits down with his I don't even know how he does it. It's just an app. Here it is, latest app. It's amazing. And from Denmark, what are you going to do? Joselito, what are you going to do? I stated my position very clearly. You're not living up to it. Are you going to join us, Renee Egador? Okay, the next person to be removed will be Dan from Denmark. Will be the next person. In 1 minute, Gary, I'm going to remove Dan. Dan's marked for extinction. We're going to remove people here one person at a time. If you can't see your way to joining us, no problem. If you want to hurt yourself in your interest on the internet and work long hours and get nothing, hey, more power to you. Gary. I mean, I love idiots. Idiots are good for the economy.
Yes, it's if you don't want to take advantage of it, I mean, you just basically waste our time. Is coming back and back and back and back. So it's time to stand up.
We have 341 people. We have 341 people. My Hank, Danny, George, people are here that he gave me. It's a gizmo. I have to tell you a story. It's a story against me. I don't care. For the last 2 or 3 weeks, I've been hearing this gurgling in my headset. I thought it was my stomach originally, and then I was going to call Jordan and say, it sounds like my pipes in my kitchen. And I was sitting here completely befuddled. Last night they said, Dr. Lant, that's your new peopleometer, or whatever we're calling it. Whoops. Wasn't my fault, George. It sounded like water was... It sounded like my pipes, internal pipes in my body had broken. And I wondered, do you know what I'm talking about, Gary?
Yes, exactly. The blue.
I didn't know. No one told me it was the sound blue. I thought it was something to do with the pipes. I mean, it's frozen here, and so our pipes clean. It's not a joke. Every pipe in the city came is frozen. So it could have been a bloop. It could have been a broken. Anyway, I now know what it is. It is a little gizmo that George invented. It allows me to tell you that there are 342 people in this room at this time. And I'm giving Gary 300 of them to work, and I'm keeping 42 for myself. Yeah. Dan from Denmark is going to be removed. Gary, get rid of him. Joselito will be the next person to be removed. Joselito, you've been here 5 times. You never follow our directions. We love it, but boy, you get on our nerves. Joselito, we're going to remove you in 1 minute. Now, if there's anyone who is on the game board who wants to make money and get a set of all the Worldprofit products, yay, we're your men.
Yeah, and Orlando and Renee.
And still we have Joselito and Piotr from the Czech Republic. We are here to help all of you. If you don't help yourself, we can't help you. And coming in here and looking at us and leaving, you've been no good either, brothers and sisters. Oh, no good at all. Joselito, we're going to give you 30 seconds, and then we're kicking you out. Oh. And of course, they come back. They get, Gary, the fact of the matter is, I am what my driver calls me the senior sex symbol. And boy, I am living up to it. Don't I look to it? I mean, really, let's say 60, 70 years old. I look just spectacular. And I don't mind people coming down and looking at me. I think I get off on this. It's weird, but it's not harmful. It doesn't cost anything, and it's not fattening. I suggest it to all parties. You have that day, Mark. Oh, and I got to know that Kim Ross, my photographer, is coming in the last picture of the book. And she is phenomenal. She is absolutely phenomenal. She, see, you guys are doing it. I hear those bubbles again. What are you supposed to call those things?
That's exactly what
anyway, Carolyn Ross,
we call bubbles.
I'm glad to hear it. Listen to me. When, no, I was just training my thought, which you know what to do. Let's see. Oh, Carolyn Ross, the pictures. Even if you're broke and don't actually have any money, you should do a photo shoot of yourself. It's so narcissistic and completely egotistical. She says, up, chin, down. Oh, you're looking so. Oh, the camera loves you. She actually uses that phrase. It's really kinky. You get off on it. Get a couple of photo shoots under your belt. You'll wonder how you live without it. We are still waiting to hear from. Oh, Jose, get rid of Joselito. You don't need any Joselito. Now Now, the next person
Orlando
will
is
be
the next.
Orlando from Brazil, because Orlando's not saying anything. Coochie coochie. Let's see, I'll do all my Brazilian voices. Javier Cugat, Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, Muito Senor. That's all I know about 40 words of Portuguese now. We're waiting for Orlando is gone, so we're going to take the next person down, who will be James. James from the United States has not said a word. James, if you don't respond in the next minute, we're going to get rid of you. We are here to help people who want to make money on the net, who are not here to look at us. So we are to look at. I mean, Gary, you get on your funny daddy. Don't you love being up here and being oodle by total strangers who probably harbor nasty thoughts?
I love it. Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah. I'm telling you, people, one of the secret advantages of being a monitor is that you make lots of friends. We have our fans. We actually do have our fans. It's quite extraordinary. James, in the United States, we're calling James. James, we are able, willing, and here today, right now, to help you make money in net. You're not talking to us. We're not going to keep you here. We're going to And Orlando is back. Did you remove Orlando last round?
No.
Or has he not?
No. Orlando has been there. James came in after. Orlando is gone.
Okay, use your discretion. Get rid of one of these people, please. Make them jump. I love those programs about the Wild West where they shoot the floor and say, dance! Dance!
I will be Jack the Giant Killer. And Renee will both go at the same time if we don't get a response.
Oh! I don't mind throwing people out if they're not serious, if they come in here and waste their time. I'm looking for the one person who wants to make me now, right this minute. No. And we're talking to Piotr, Renee, and James. And again, folks, you need to respond. We've been trying to get to you. Marcy, we're trying to get to you. Don't just come here and look. We are the leading company in the entire world that helps you make money wherever you are, though. I don't care if you're in the Czech Republic or wherever, Slovenia. We help you make money. Is that you, Gary? Can you make money in Nigeria or Sri Lanka or Myanmar or Nepal from our program?
You can make money wherever because of the tools that we provide you. It's we'll teach you how to do it properly, or George will.
You're in a soft currency zone in Canada. What's the Canadian dollar these days? The last time I looked, it was 79 cents.
Yeah, it's right around, hovering right around 8.
Okay, so when you're paid by us in U.S. dollars, that's a significant change.
Oh, yes, yeah. I gained 20% over my American counterparts.
So this is the deal. If you folks who are in a weak currency zone, like 90% of you are, there are only two strong currencies in the world. The British pound and the American dollar is it. All the other currencies, including the euro, they're skitsy. They have their good days and their bad days. How many of you would like to have your commissions paid in U.S. dollars? It's a simple. I want to see some action. How many of you current members are glad you're paid in U.S. dollars? I am. I'm paid in U.S. dollars. Anybody awake out there in Radio Land? How many? Oh, good. We're getting some response. Patrice says it's very glad that you get paid in U.S. dollars. Lisa said these are Canadians that are talking to us now. Marcy, are you there? James, are you there? Let's get rid of James. James has had a numerous times. He's just, James, you're just not with the program. You're not talking to us, so we're getting rid of you right now. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Yeah, we're down to Renee.
Today's special points where we get a $10,000 a day copywriter working here. That's so. Who talked me into this rubbish? I'm sorry I ever agreed to it. Whatever I agreed to. And we're talking about George Kosh, always at being on the cutting edge, always inviting inventing new gizmos. The gizmo I thought was my broken pipes in the kitchen. Could happen. Listen, it could happen anywhere. And we have Renee Eggendorf. who I've talked to in the past. Renee, why haven't you just joined us and done the necessary? 18 times we've been here. And Claude Robillard times from Canada. Claude, what's your problem? Why aren't you joining us? Please don't come in if you're not interested in making money. If you're not interested in making money, go home and do whatever you do at home. I don't know what do people do at home anymore. What I do is nothing. I don't do anything anymore. I eat cherry pies and things. That's about it. And by the way, I want to also go on record saying that George Washington lied. He cut down the cherry tree. He didn't cut it down. He thought it would be more manly if he had some light. And then he had some real stuff. Then reviving history here. By the way, how many people want to be in my Ebenezer Scrooge fan club? All right, you people have no humor. Get out, get out.
Yeah, Claude has a note on his account. He was going to order that very next day, and that was way back in February. So,
oh, Claude,
are you back to join us, Claude?
Why did you lie? Claude, we are here to help you. If you respond, though, this is it for you. Claude, you can't do stores like ours and lie and lie and lie. After a while, someone catches up on you. Yeah, don't do the hello stuff on us. Are you going to, you said you were going to join in February. You didn't join in February. You're here in March. What's the story? We expect you to join us right now. How many people will take a dim view of Claude's waltzes and lies again? Anybody here take a dim view of that? I take a dim view of it. You take a view?
He chose to leave rather than answer the question. So that kind of just puts the icing on the cake as to the promises that are made all the time and whatnot. They have no intention of joining.
Look, he's a scumbag.
They don't realize what they're missing. And Renee, I'm Renee now.
I'm on the. That's how I handle my phone calls. That person will never hear from me. That is what I call the big lie. Oh, I'll return the call some year.
Claude is back.
Clean poll here. I had no friends here. You screwed up and told us you were my Claude. If you dare to tell us, what are you all about? And Claude, I'm going to give you 30 seconds to post anything that resembles an excuse, particularly if it's positive, and we'll take it from the 30 seconds. Roll on. $15 seconds left for Claude. 15 big seconds. Claude, are you joining us today, or what's your excuse du jour?
And he's departed again.
You know what really frosts me about that is one of these days he's going to purchase, and then he's going to be my friend. He's going to be looking out of my hands. Could you help me? And I'll just say no. I think you're a freaking liar. What do I want to help you? I mean, people get a life here. My goal in life is not to be the mother superior of the daycare center. Well, we have just about used up our time. Thank God for that. Would you like to read a little bit? Of course you would. Lisa destroyed my prose, and she whatever was to destroy it. And I spent all night writing this for her too, and she screamed it. Let's see.
Oh, I thought she was reading poetry.
She was. My prose is poetry. But I'm not going to read these anymore. She just crushed me. Anyway, I'm going to take a nap after this. I can't stand any more punishment.
Alexander Bowie. I've posted some instructions on the screen for you. And Hakeem, been here 5 times and has not yet watched the video. I don't know how you expect to make money, Hakeem, if you can't follow instructions.
There. I stayed up all night writing this, people. Now, I did it for myself, of course, my own book. I don't eat into some sort of altruism, isn't it? Any altruism we have had was as a child and has been gone years ago. We jumped through maybe the Chicago River 40 years ago. It is my pleasure to announce that I have now finished just about, not really in sequence left to go, 20th book. I am ecstatic. It is a unique product. So many of you have helped me, including Lisa, who I will forgive temporarily, a little absence of mine. See if I read to you again, Lisa. Marduk. Oh, Gary, there it is.
Okay, I'm just going to copy and paste some of. I think left off with Mr. Lucifer.
Yes, you didn't say anything, you good Catholic soul that you are. You didn't say a word. Did I not offend you in any way, shape, or form, or you just are so much as you didn't dare say anything?
No, I was not offended. It's just I've come to appreciate that there is always 2 sides of every question.
Let me ask you a question. Who do you think wrote up the stuff in the Bible about Lucifer? I mean, it had to be some kind of a writer. Maybe a copywriter. It was like an early days copywriter. Somebody had to sit down and visit it. Everybody thinks that God wrote it. God did not write the Bible. He had consultants writing it for him. What do you think?
That is very true. Yeah.
So I don't think that a man who wrote 2,000 years before I do read these things that he had and didn't make good use of, because you know what people. If any of the things came to visit us today, we would picture you, wouldn't we? Wouldn't you want to know all the sorts of things he knew? I would. I'd keep him here and lock him up and feed him spaghetti sauce until he coughed up. Anyway, this is my version of things that happened way back when. It didn't happen back then. Maybe they happened last Thursday. Well, give us a rousing, whatever it is, cheer here on this stuff. We're going to bring up Patrice for some words. Here's going to read for about 5 minutes, Patrice, and you're going to come up for some words, and I am going to crash.
Okay, but seeing this glory is not nearly good enough. Rather, we must activate this glory, turning it into a thorough and fast-moving source for good. This will not be easy, but if we fail to do it, then you may rest assured even the glory of the Lord will be unable to do the necessary task, and we shall all be cast down into it in dolorous lamentation, and rightly so. Max was in his stride now, discussing this important subject with commitment and clarity. His presentation was that of an expert drawing on a lifetime of serious study and reflection, and he believed in what he was saying, sincerely, clearly obvious in every word. This was a messer at the top of his game, and even Lucifer knew it, and increased his regard, no longer sneering at Professor Van Rabbit, but respecting him. Look you now at Lucifer the Prince. In his dark moiety of the cosmos, his writ runs free, and every soul serves him. All for one, and nothing for anyone but him and him alone. The hapless and the careless, the luckless and the freckless, live but for him. Minor criminals and those who have become models of infamy abase themselves before Lucifer. All these have been allowed by him, seduced by him, to commit any evil that detects that there is not now, has never been before, and will never be a thing called evil, only to discover too late that they are the very instruments of evil. Their escape now impossible, their future simple total service of evil. They are the damned who have praised Lucifer here. For what other chance do they have? There is a rest of us now among the damned. Their eyes, too, have seen the fateful lightning of his terrible sword. They believe this sword be used for them. Max slaps from a cube of ice, touches his temple with a handkerchief drenched in lavender. He is ready, all but the fire and the resolution in his eyes and determination. These come from his heart. They are all his own. One of the heavenly host, God's imperial guard, steps forward and hoists a banner showing a photograph of a young woman with a dazzling smile, dressed for work which might, given the event, turn onerous. The message said simply, Caleb Mueller, born August 14th, 1988, died February 6, 2015, age 26. Max began. You have all heard of Caleb Mueller. By any standard, she was bright, energetic, hard-working, with a smile for everyone and a steady stream of practical humanitarian aid. Her impressive resume would have done credit to a much older woman, and included the African Refugee Development Center, America's Promise, Big Brothers, Big Sisters of America, Danish Refugee Counts, and many more. To each she brought a unique mixture of can-do, helpfulness, and spiritual commitment. People liked Kayla, and they knew she liked them. It was a formula for success and growing influence. On this basis, she might have served even more organizations in their struggling intel for years to come. Dear fate intervened. In August 2013, whilst about her charitable endeavors in Aleppo, Syria, as she was leaving the Borders Hospital, she was taken prisoner by the Islamic State, ISIS. From that moment on, the facts are in dispute. All the facts, that is, but one. Kayla Jean Mueller, good citizen, is dead, and we all have moved another step closer to the complete and total acceptance of evil. Literally seeing and hearing no evil, never mind that it can occur on our very doorstep. Max was now the stern, implacable voice of unvarnished honesty, skull truth. Who was there for Kayla? He asked. Answer came there, none. For no one wanted to admit the truth, that we had each allowed evil to proliferate, offering no help, no assistance, but not one constructive movement. The game was to explore evil, to deplore evil, but do nothing to eradicate it. Thereby reading that it's a perception of perceived opposition with no danger whatsoever. And so Lucifer and his unnumbered minions filled the void, taking the foul and disreputable road, the contemptible, despicable road, the road where evil festers into poisonous stench and malignity, death as common as breath. Thus did Kayla Jean Mueller, anxious to assist the world, working working to improve the world every day, die of sanctimonious butchers who so twisted the word of God, no murder, but laudable, the way the world should be, turning our hitherto venerated principles into outrageous parodies. And so goes each day a little worse than the day before. Lives a little more perilous, less gracious, and out of control than the day before. No end in sight, none at all. For this moment of sad recognition, I have selected Every Day a Little Death. It was written by Stefan Sondheim in 1977 for A Little Night Music. Diana Rigg. Dame Diana Rigg. Rendered it barely adequately in the film. Why not better? Because she sings it without the angry bite, the acute sadness found in the every day a little string in the heart and in the head, in the curtains, in the silver, in the buttons, in the bread. Every move and every breath, and so you feel a thing brings a perfect little death. And I shall leave off there.
Put that last line on there because obviously you haven't seen the text before. I understand it, but take that. I'm going to show you how to read that last little bit. This is about a girl named Kayla Jean Miller, who was killed by the ISIS forces in Syria. And I'm using her as a symbol. You put a little bit of that text on the screen.
Yes, I'm just copying it here right now.
In the meantime, we want to speak to Martha, and April, and Treva, and Hakeem Wells. We have tremendous value offered here for you. Would you please let us know you hear us? Say you hear us? We'll get started with it in just a minute. And we have 20 people in my house services. Don't try to do this at home without... Alright, I'm not going to do the whole thing. I'm going to do that. Dusted Kayla G. Mueller, anxious to assist the world, working to improve the world every day, die at the hands of sanctimonious butchers who so twisted the word of God until murder was merely acceptable but laudable. The way the world should be, turning our hitherto venerated principles into outrageous parodies. And so it goes a little worse than the day before, our lives a little more perilous, less gracious, and out of control than the day before. No end light, none at all. For this moment of sad recognition, I have selected Every Day a Little Death. Written by Stephen Sondheim in 1977 for us, he's a little light music. Dame Diana Rigg, and rendered it merely adequately in the film. Why not better? Because she sings without the angry bite, the acute sadness found in the words. Every day a little sting in the heart and in the head, in the curtains, in the buttons, in the bread. Every move, every breath, and you hardly feel a thing, brings a perfect little death. And that's how you read that. Well, it's always a pleasure to have Gary up here. He's a good sport, and he is going to stay on. Are you staying on for the next hour? I want to have Please, why don't you come up and play some Gary, and then Gary can come back.
Yeah, don't see... Patrice is up for the next, so I'm just going to go down, And thank you very much for the time. Yep.
Always a pleasure.
And good day, Dr. Lant, and all our members there, and congratulations. You're so close to the very end of your book, eh? And that's a beautiful piece
I'm so very close now.
Yeah. Beautiful piece there at the little death. How many of us walk around never feeling anything, never, just living dead.
It's sad.
Yeah. And the rest of the program about copy for the folks that are needing copy, which if you want to run a business, you definitely need copy. And so is it cash copy now available in digital form, or?
Of course, thanks to Mr. Kosh, this is the original book that grossed over $1 million. Why did it grow so much? Because every single business, every single organization, every single government agency, every single mandate, you name it, all has. It all comes back to a handful of copywriters who rule the world. You know, that's it. George rules the technical world, and I rule the world of words. This is a museum piece and will not be sold. This is my personal copy. But for those of you who are interested in getting cash copy, go to Amazon.com, or you perhaps George put up that link again. But anyway, you just go to Amazon.com, type in Jeffrey Lant, type in cash copy, and you'll be able to get it. There were a couple of used copies for those of you who are really hard up. There are only a couple, and they may be gone already.
Yeah.
This book would save you a bundle, because the average person is wasting, if they buy a $100 ad and it pulls nothing, they wasted $100.
Well, all the time I spend
one of the great things about Worldprofit. When you join us, we give you all that copy.
Yeah, when you're just wasting your time and your money if you're putting out ads and emails, posts, whatever, and there's nothing. I mean, if you haven't got that touch, which you do have, because content is king.
Have the touch.
Yeah. All right, and if people want to catch the replay of this program, it'll be up on the YouTube channel Patrice Porter and at our Worldprofit Tube at www.worldprofittube.com. And I'm going to step down and end this and then be back up. I'm up for the next monitor here. So with that, I'll say my dues and be back in a few minutes. I'll sit here
until you come up.
Yeah. Bye for now.
Or Gary Smith, you can come up with some